Hello, hello, you wonderful language learners, and a massive welcome back to another installment of Idiom Insights. I'm Emma, and I am absolutely buzzing to be here with you again, ready to explore some more of the fascinating, sometimes funny, and always useful corners of the English language. Thanks for joining us.
And a big hello from me too. It's Jack, your co-pilot on this idiomatic adventure, armed with enthusiasm and maybe a slightly cheesy joke hiding up my sleeve. Seriously though, we're so glad you've decided to dedicate some time to improving your English with us here on Idiom Insights. It's going to be a good one.
It certainly is, Jack. Today we're setting our sights on 4 fantastic idioms that you'll definitely encounter in conversations, movies, or books. Getting comfortable with these will add some real sparkle and understanding to your English communication skills.
Absolutely. Time to get those listening ears engaged, folks. On today's episode of Idiom Insights, we're going to investigate. First off, a bit of playful mischief with pull someone's leg. Are we talking about actual legs? We shall see. Then something that sounds a bit like spoiling the fun. Rain on someone's parade. Nobody likes a soggy parade. Third, a skill that's useful in many situations. Read between the lines. It's like being a language detective. And finally, an idiom about causing potential trouble. Rock the boat. Let's find out if it's always a bad thing to do. Yes, please do.
That sounds like a truly intriguing mix, Jack. A bit of fun, a bit of caution, some detective work, and maybe a little bit of drama. Now, before we jump into the playful world of pull someone's leg, we just want to share a quick, friendly reminder. If you're finding these idiom explorations helpful and you don't want to miss a single future episode of Idiom Insights, please do consider hitting that subscribe or follow button on your podcast platform. It really helps.
Yes, please do. And if you're feeling extra generous, a little thumbs up, a like, or a positive rating makes a huge difference. It genuinely motivates us and it helps other brilliant English learners like yourselves find the show more easily. Okay, public service announcement complete. Emma, are you ready to gently pull our listeners' legs with the first idiom? Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Haha, absolutely, Jack. Let's start with pull someone's leg. This is a really common and generally lighthearted idiom. Jack, what does it mean if you're pulling someone's leg? Are you actually tripping them up?
Haha, thankfully no, that would be rather mean. To pull someone's leg means to joke with someone, to tease them by telling them something that isn't true. The key here is that it's done playfully for amusement, not usually with the intention to be cruel or to deceive someone maliciously. You tell a little fib or an exaggeration just to see their reaction, and then you usually reveal that you were joking.
Exactly. It's a form of gentle teasing. For example, imagine you see your friend looking tired. You might say with a grin, "Wow, you look exhausted. Did you really run a marathon this morning before work?" Your friend might look shocked for a second. Then you'd laugh and say, relax. I'm just pulling your leg." You're clearly joking about them running a marathon.
That's a perfect example. Or maybe you tell your colleague, "Did you hear? The boss decided everyone gets a free trip to Hawaii." Their eyes might light up with excitement, and just before they start packing their bags mentally, you'd say, "Only kidding. Just pulling your leg. Though, wouldn't that be nice?" It's about creating a moment of surprise or disbelief before revealing the joke.
Precisely. It's all about the playful intent. Now, let's listen to a conversation between our regular contributors, Mia and Mark. Let's see if one of them tries to pull the other's leg. Maybe about some surprising news?
You are not going to believe what happened to me on the way home yesterday evening. It was incredible.
Oh, really? What was it, Mark? Don't keep me in suspense. Did you win the lottery? Did you meet a famous movie star?
Even better. You know how I've always wanted a slightly unusual pet? Well, I was walking past that exotic pet shop downtown and I just popped in for a look.
Okay. And? Don't tell me you bought something really strange. What did you get? A snake? A tarantula?
Well, I saw the most adorable creature. It's small, furry, has big eyes. I just couldn't resist. I bought a baby pygmy possum. It's settling into a little box in the living room right now.
A possum? Mark, are you serious? Are those even legal to keep as pets here? Where will it live? What will it eat? Does it smell? This is crazy.
Mia, calm down. Look at your face. Of course, I didn't buy a possum. I'm just pulling your leg. I only bought some birdseed for the garden feeder.
Oh, Mark, you totally had me going there for a minute. I was already imagining possum chaos. You really got me that time. Don't pull my leg like that.
Haha, brilliant. Mark really built that up, didn't he? He told a completely untrue story about buying a possum just to see Mia's reaction. Then, when she was totally believing it, he revealed the truth using pulling your leg.
Yes, and Mia's reaction was perfect. Initial shock and worry, followed by relief and amusement when she realized it was a joke. It shows exactly how this idiom works in a friendly, teasing context. So listeners, have you ever successfully pulled someone's leg? Or has someone pulled yours recently? Share your funny stories, if you like, in the comments section for this episode of Idiom Insights.
Okay, moving from playful teasing to something potentially less fun. Our second idiom today is rain on someone's parade. Emma, this one sounds quite negative, like deliberately spoiling a happy moment.
You've hit the nail on the head there, Jack. That's precisely what it means. To rain on someone's parade is to spoil someone's pleasure, excitement, or plans, usually by pointing out negative aspects, problems, or potential difficulties. It's like someone is celebrating or feeling happy, having their parade, and you come along with negativity, the rain that dampens their spirits.
Okay, so it's being a bit of a wet blanket, as another idiom goes. For example, imagine your friend is incredibly excited because they've just booked a cheap holiday package. If you immediately say, "Oh, but isn't that the rainy season there? And I heard the hotel gets terrible reviews," you would definitely be raining on their parade. You're focusing on the negatives and spoiling their happiness.
Exactly. Or picture a colleague who is really proud because they finished a difficult project early. If the first thing you say is, "Well, did you remember to check section 5?" There are often mistakes there. You risk raining on their parade. Instead of celebrating their achievement, you're introducing doubt or criticism right away. It's generally considered insensitive or pessimistic behavior.
It really highlights bringing negativity into a positive situation. It's often unintentional. People might think they're being helpful or realistic, but the effect is to spoil the mood. Right, let's hear how Mia and Mark navigate this one. Perhaps Mia has some exciting news to share.
Mark, guess what? I just got an email. I got accepted onto that advanced creative writing course I applied for. I am absolutely thrilled. It's supposed to be fantastic, taught by that famous author.
Hey, wow, that's brilliant news, Mia. Congratulations. I know how much you wanted to get onto that particular course. That's really fantastic.
Thank you. I'm already imagining all the things I'm going to learn, the stories I could write. I'm just so excited to start.
Yeah, it sounds great, but hang on, isn't that course incredibly demanding? I heard the workload is huge and they expect you to write thousands of words every single week. And doesn't it run late on Tuesday evenings? That's going to make your week really long, isn't it?
Well, yes, I know it will be challenging, Mark, and the schedule isn't ideal, but I was just so happy about actually getting accepted. Can we maybe focus on the positive for a minute? Please don't rain on my parade just yet.
Oh, Mia, I'm so sorry. You're absolutely right. That wasn't my intention at all. I was just thinking practically. Forget I said that. It's amazing news, truly. Let's celebrate.
Oh, poor Mia. You could hear her excitement deflate a little there, couldn't you? Mark started well with congratulations, but then he immediately brought up the difficulties, the workload, the schedule, effectively raining on her parade.
He did, even though he probably didn't mean to be negative. Mia used the idiom perfectly to tell him, gently but clearly, that his comments were spoiling her happy moment. It's a good example of how easily it can happen, even unintentionally. So, listeners, do you ever find yourself accidentally raining on someone's parade? Or has it happened to you? It's a tricky balance sometimes between being realistic and just letting someone enjoy their moment. What are your thoughts? Let us know below.
Great question, Jack. Now, let's move on to our third idiom for this episode of Idiom Insights. This one involves a bit of interpretation. Read between the lines.
This sounds intriguing, Emma. Like there's a hidden message somewhere that isn't written down? Like secret codes?
Haha, not usually secret codes, Jack, but you're on the right track. To read between the lines means to understand the real meaning behind what someone says or writes, even if it's not stated directly. You look beyond the surface words to find the implied meaning, the hidden message, the subtext, or the true feelings or intentions that aren't explicitly expressed. It requires inference and understanding context.
So it's about understanding what isn't being said as much as what is being said. For example, if you ask a friend if they enjoyed the party, and they just say, "Well, the music was loud," you might need to read between the lines. Their lack of enthusiasm and specific, slightly negative comment probably implies they didn't have a very good time overall, even though they didn't say, "I hated it."
That's a perfect example. Or imagine receiving an email from a colleague about a proposal you wrote. The email might say, "Thanks for sending this over. There are some interesting ideas here." Perhaps we can discuss Section 2 in more detail later. If you read between the lines, the polite but slightly vague language, focusing only on interesting ideas and wanting to discuss a specific section, might suggest they have some concerns or criticisms about Section 2, even though they haven't directly stated any problems.
It really involves paying attention to tone, word choice, omissions, and context to get the full picture. It's a very useful skill in both personal and professional communication, where people aren't always direct. Okay, let's listen to Mia and Mark again. Maybe they're trying to figure out the true meaning behind a message they received.
Mark, did you get that email from Aunt Carol about the family gathering next month?
Yes, I saw it this morning. It seemed okay, I suppose. She just listed the date and time and said she hopes everyone who is able can make it. Pretty standard stuff.
Standard, yes. But did you notice how she phrased that bit about hoping people can make it? And she didn't mention Uncle Bob at all, even though they usually host together. And her sign-off was just best, not her usual lots of love.
Oh? I didn't really pay that much attention to the specific wording, to be honest. I just saw the date and put it in my calendar. Why, what are you thinking?
Well, maybe I'm overthinking it, but if you read between the lines, the slightly formal tone mentioning ability to attend, omitting Uncle Bob, it makes me wonder if maybe things aren't quite right between them, or if she's feeling a bit stressed about hosting this time. It doesn't sound as enthusiastic as her usual invitations.
You know, now that you pointed out, you might have a point, Mia. The overall feeling is a bit less warm than usual. Maybe we should give her a call later just to check in and see if everything's all right, rather than just assuming. Good job reading between the lines.
That's a fantastic demonstration of the idiom. Mark initially took the email at face value, just noting the basic information. But Mia encouraged him to read between the lines, paying attention to the subtle clues, the phrasing, the omissions, the tone, to infer a possible underlying issue or feeling.
Exactly. It shows how looking beyond the literal words can lead to a deeper, potentially more accurate understanding of a situation or someone's state of mind. So, our insightful listeners, when do you find it most important to read between the lines? Is it in emails, text messages, or face-to-face conversations? Share your experiences in the comments for Idiom Insights.
We'd love to hear them. And that brings us smoothly to our fourth and final idiom for today's discussion: rock the boat.
This immediately makes me think of being in a small boat on calm water, and someone suddenly stands up and makes it wobble dangerously. Is that the kind of disruption we're talking about?
That's precisely the image and the feeling, Jack. To rock the boat means to do or say something that disturbs a stable situation, disrupts the harmony of a group, or challenges the established way of doing things. It often implies causing trouble, creating conflict, or upsetting people who prefer things to remain calm and unchanged, the status quo. People often avoid rocking the boat because they don't want to cause problems or arguments.
So it's about causing instability or disagreement. For instance, if everyone in your team agrees on a certain plan, even if you have doubts, speaking up with strong objections could be seen as rocking the boat. You might disrupt the consensus and potentially cause delays or arguments, even if your points are valid.
Exactly. Or imagine a family has a long-standing tradition for celebrating holidays in a specific way. If a younger family member suggests changing everything completely, that would definitely be rocking the boat. It might upset older family members who are attached to the tradition, even if the proposed changes sound fun to others. It's about challenging the current, peaceful, or at least stable state.
It highlights the potential negative consequences of disrupting harmony, even if the intention isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes rocking the boat is necessary for progress, but it often comes with social risk. Okay, let's hear Mia and Mark's final conversation. Are they contemplating whether or not to disturb a situation?
Mia, about the neighbors committee meeting tonight, I've been thinking about that proposal to plant those really tall hedges along the shared pathway.
Oh, the hedge proposal? Yes, I know Mr. Henderson is very keen on it, and Mrs. Gable seemed to agree last time. It seems like most people are leaning towards approving it. It would give more privacy, I suppose.
It would, but honestly, I think it's a terrible idea. It will block all the afternoon sunlight from our kitchen window, and it will make the pathway feel really narrow and dark. Plus, who is going to maintain them properly?
Those are very valid points, Mark. I've had similar thoughts myself, actually. But you know how Mr. Henderson gets when people disagree with his plans, and everyone else seemed keen to just get it over with and avoid any arguments. Are you really thinking of speaking out against it tonight?
I feel I have to deny something. It will directly affect our house, but I know it means I'll be the one rocking the boat. Everyone else seems happy to just nod it through to keep the peace. I'm worried it will cause bad feelings if I object strongly.
It might, It's a tough situation. Sometimes it's easier not to rock the boat, but if you feel strongly, maybe you need to voice your concerns politely but firmly. Just be prepared for some potential waves.
That's a classic dilemma, isn't it? Mark wants to object to the plan because it negatively affects him, but he's hesitant because he knows it will mean rocking the boat, disrupting the apparent agreement, and potentially causing conflict with his neighbors.
Exactly. Mia acknowledges his valid points, but also the social risk involved in challenging the group's direction. The idiom perfectly captures that tension between maintaining harmony and voicing legitimate concerns. So, listeners, what's your take? Is it sometimes necessary to rock the boat, even if it causes temporary disruption? Or is it usually better to keep things smooth? Let us know your opinions in the comment section of Idiom Insights.
We're always interested in different perspectives. And just like that, we've navigated the waters of 4 more intriguing English idioms. Let's quickly sail back and recap what we've learned today on Idiom Insights.
Aye aye, Captain. Today we explored pull someone's leg, to tease someone playfully by telling them something untrue, rain on someone's parade, to spoil someone's happiness or plans by focusing on the negatives, read between the lines, to understand the implied or hidden meaning in what is said or written, rock the boat, to disturb a stable situation or group harmony, often by challenging the status quo.
Fantastic! We really hope that exploring these idioms, their meanings, and the dialogues has helped you feel more confident, understanding, and maybe even using them. Remember, listening and noticing how native speakers use them is the first step.
Absolutely. And the next step is giving them a try yourself. Don't be shy. And speaking of steps, if you enjoyed taking these steps with us today on Idiom Insights, we'd be incredibly grateful if you could take one more tiny step and leave us a like, a rating, or a quick review. It truly helps.
And crucially, please make sure you are subscribed or following Idiom Insights so you don't miss our next exploration into the wonderful world of English expressions. We genuinely appreciate you being part of our fantastic listener community.
We really do. So until next time, keep your ears open, keep practicing, keep curious, and keep enjoying your English language journey. Bye for now, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care and happy learning.